Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the stream of Mixed Feedback Monday. I have with me tonight, I have grape juice, lovely grape juice. I have my little doggo. And we have some submissions today already. So we're going to have a good time today. Last time we had a lot of people join us. We got about 10 new subscribers and a bunch of new people that followed as well. I'm excited today. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone of the rules. So someone watching right now, if you want to type in the chat, ! Rules. Let's talk about the rules for today. So the rules are pretty simple. In fact, I'm going to type it in right now. ! Rules. All right, so the rules are pretty simple. For Mixed Feedback Monday, did I turn off this jazz? I don't know. Should I keep it going? You guys like the smooth jazz in the background? For the rules for today, we got just a few things that we need to talk about. One is... Where's that? There it is. All right, the rules for the... Here's the rules. Okay, so number one is music that you're submitting has to be unreleased. It has to be unreleased, and there's a couple reasons for this. One is because of copyright reasons and Twitch being extremely regulated for that kind of stuff. So if you are sending me release stuff, and I'm going to continue to go over the rules for new people that are just joining on the stream, but it has to be unreleased. The second thing is, if I'm giving you feedback on a mix, and you give me a song that's already finished, it's already released, then what you're setting me up to do is to make just you more insecure about your music, and that's not what I want to do. The point of this channel, the point of my job, is truly to remove insecurity and anxiety from the artists. So take something that they know that may not sound the best and turn it into something that they can be proud of, that they know sounds the best that it can be. That's my job. So if you send me something that's already released, then I'm not going to have you take it down and re-upload it again. So I'm not going to give you any harsh critique. I'll listen to it if it's already released, maybe. Usually we don't have time to do that. I'll take a listen to it, but I'm not going to give you feedback. So make sure it's unreleased so I can actually give you proper feedback. Okay, number two. Stereo files only, no stems. We've had a few people in the past that have tried to send like full sessions. Yeah, definitely not happening. We're not going to do that. Also, number three, person submitting the music must be online during stream or song will be skipped. We've had some people that submitted music, put the link on the Discord, and had me download it, and just as I was about to play it, found out they weren't on the stream at all. So we're not going to do that. If you want us to listen to your music, you have to be on the stream and you have to be present. So a lot of this means you have to wait patiently. And the more patient you are, the more likely I will get to your song. Okay. Number four, mastering is usually a set price. Mastering is usually $100 a song for me. And obviously you can hire me for mixing as well. But if you are subscribed, so if you pay the $5 a month or use your Amazon Prime account to put in the free subscription, one free subscription. If you are subscribed to the channel and I approve of the mix, then there's a good chance that I can send you the file for reference or just send you the master for you to upload. So this is really cool. And I will say, though, if you send me a song and I decide to master it and I send it back to you and you email me back next week, you say, yo, I changed it up a little bit more, I revised it a little bit. Can you put it through the processing again? I'm going to have to charge you for that. That's what it's going to come down to. So what you get is what you get. And that's why it's important for me to approve the mix. So when I approve the mix, that means you have no need to go back and revise it. Okay, that means just use the file. Don't worry about revising it. If I think it needs revision and I think that you should come back either on another week or whatever, then I just won't master it. There it is. So don't get bummed out about that. All right. Other than that, all music that is submitted will be on Discord. So if you're on Discord, so in the chat, I'm going to type in !Discord. And that's the link to join the Discord there. Join our Discord, then you could submit the music, either links or physical files, directly into the channel. And we're going to go one at a time in order. It looks like Ethan today submitted the first one. So, yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's super simple. It's super easy. We're going to get excited. We're going to have a good time. We're going to drink some more grape juice. And that's right. If you're joining me on Instagram or on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, which I learned I can stream to today. That's amazing. Then please join twitch.tv/DK Mixes, DEEKEI Mixes. Or usually you can go to the link in the bio on my profile on Facebook, in the bio on Instagram, or usually in the description on YouTube. Yes, it has to be unreleased. Sorry about that. It has to be unreleased. For copyright purposes as well as for feedback purposes. I don't give feedback for music that's already released. That's just a personal rule of mine. If it's already released, then I'm just going to nod my head and say it's awesome. Yeah, so it could be for yourself. It could be for a client. As long as you have permission, I do think that that's important. And I do not take any submissions posted, any links directly posted on social media, either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I will not post, or I will not download any links directly posted there. You have to post it on the Discord. Okay, so once again, if you're on Twitch, you can type in !Discord, or the link to the Discord. If you have any questions about the rules at any point during the stream, !Rules. And if you'd like to, there's a few other things. If you'd like to, check out the Mixing Music Podcast, which is a free resource that I've been creating for about 2 years. It comes out every week. Tomorrow's episode is another episode about saturation and clipping with special guest Bob Horn. Bob Horn is known for mixing records and working with artists such as BTS, Neo, Lupe Fiasco, David Archuleta, and many others. So, covers is okay. As long as it's a new recording. That's a good question. It just has to be an unreleased cover. So the point is, usually if you release to a Spotify through like DistroKid or something like that, it'll automatically stamp it. So if the robots pick it up on the YouTube algorithm, the Twitch algorithm, and say, hey, you're using copywritten music, even on Instagram, it'll just shut down the stream. So we don't want to do that. As well as if it's already mixed and mastered and uploaded, I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with the mix. Like, I'm not a jerk. I'm here to help you. Yeah. Okay, we're about to get started. Also, okay, so if you want free resources for mixing and mastering and want to check out more episodes about mixing specifically, I am the host of, now I can say proudly, the world's number one mixing specific podcast. There are a lot of engineering podcasts, a lot of producing podcasts, but mine's specifically about mixing. If you want to get the link to that, go in the chat, in the Twitch chat, type in !Podcast. All right, what else? If you'd like to check out the sponsors for this stream and even get 10% off of iZotope, You can click on !sponsors and it'll take you to a list of sponsors. If you purchase anything other than iZotope, you just get 10% off. But if you purchase anything else other than iZotope, I get a little bit of a kickback and it supports my stream. Cool. On that note, if you want to get notified about me doing this every week, and sometimes I stream during the week as well when I have sessions that I want to share with the world, how I'm working on them, sharing some mixing secrets straight up. You can follow this Twitch channel. Just click follow, go to the Twitch channel and click follow. Alrighty. So let's get started. So the first one submitted today, I'm going to pause the music here. There we go. Alrighty, so let's get started. Excuse me. We're gonna... Thanks, Ethan. Ethan made it official. All right, which one do you want me to download? It looks like there's a couple. Ethan. If I leave MP3, what is this? Round 1. Record 2. We're going to do... Okay. I'm just going to do this one here. Okay, and then the second person is Andre Vendrunen. What's up? All right, sounded... Okay, we got some Avantgarde V3. Download that. All right, and what else we got? Xtabber is a SoundCloud link, which we will do later. If you can send me the actual physical file, especially if it's a WAV file, that's going to be better, as I can import it then directly into Pro Tools and kind of mess around with it. I like messing around with the audio file, as that kind of helps me more accurately tell you what frequencies I'm hearing in what direction, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, so we're going to just start import these sessions here. Okay. Nice. Good thing my iLok is plugged in. All right. So Ethan submitted this song last week. And I asked Ethan last week, I went on a spiel about musicality, production versus music and feel, like the proper emotions behind music. So hopefully we get to hear you, being you, Ethan, and let's listen to this song. This is the first submission by Ethan. All right, Ethan says something sounds off. Uh-oh. Is the sound off to you? But if it sounds off, then we'll hold it off for another time. But that being said, um, I think that without the drums, we can actually hear the music a little bit better, which is really awesome. Or maybe the stream. Oh, I apologize. I just stopped it. Nice. All right. Everyone give a round of applause for Ethan for being so brave and sharing his music with us. Nice job, Ethan. Thank you for that. So last time, just to put a little like a musical background on this. So last week, Ethan submitted this song, but there's like a 808 loop on top of it, like an 808, like some sort of digital drum kit on top of it the entire time. That just never changed. It was a loop. And I said, I went on the spiel about how it doesn't have to be super modern and poppy. Like sometimes you're not able to do crazy productions, right? Some really talented productions that only some people can do. But sometimes also songs don't need them. And it's important for us to be able to understand what the music needs the most. And so with this, I asked Ethan to submit it again this week, but without the drums, and to try it again, in the sense that really just feel the music and let the emotions take over. So this sounds much more better than last week. And I think that you were able to get a much better take and a much better vibe. But this is a mixing stream, so I'm gonna have to point out a couple things, and I think this is actually directly correlated with emotions that I think everybody else in the chat can understand. So one of the things that I can hear very strongly is the amount of compression that you put, both on the voice, on the guitar, and the general lack of dynamics. And this is one of those things where compression actually is very correlated with the emotions of the music, because when you compress, it becomes less dynamic. When things become less dynamic, they don't swell as much, they don't have bigger sections, and they don't have smaller sections, or at least the difference between the two is very different. So I can hear the compression, very much so, and it definitely is causing you, when you start yelling and you start playing guitar louder, that emotion is kind of being hindered by the technology, by the medium, which is recorded audio. If we were in like a cafe, or we were at an open mic night, and we heard you sing this off of a stage, and you yell and you get loud, no microphone, just really intimate crowd, we really feel that. But when you get real quiet, it gets real quiet in the room, and we really feel that too. So with something like this, I think that this is not just you, but this is actually a pretty common thing that even myself, I've done this many times. I still continue to do this if I'm not careful. It's for really simple, minimal recordings like this to let it stay dynamic. A really good example of this is actually jazz music and classical music. It stays very hold on. I need to turn off. Let me mute the alerts so you don't hear it bling every time. But if we keep it dynamic, it's going to be, it's going to translate that emotion a lot better. So just for next time. But I think that emotionally speaking, I was able to hear your lyrics. I do wish that your vocals came up a little bit, and your guitars kind of overpowered the vocals sometimes. So for something like this as well, I really don't think you need to pan. So I felt like the guitar was panned slightly to the left. And for things like this, when it's just guitar and vocal, I don't really think you need to pan anything. Like, just let the reverb and the delay or whatever take the sides, and kind of like make it feel a little bit wider. That's a personal thing. But honestly, I felt it a lot more today than I did last week. So good job on that one. I'm going to give a little claps to you, little snaps to you. Thank you so much, Ethan. Appreciate it. Up next, we have a song. Let's see. Let me pull up the Discord one more time. Okay, this song is by Andre. What's up, Andre? Called Avant Garde. We're going to check this out.
Come meet this world of different possibilities. It might be strange at first, but take another peek. Progress is Make up your definition of what might be art. Take all the norm and just insert a question mark. Abstracting shapes, surreal dreams, unreal colors, funny scenes are ways to represent times flirting with bizarre. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. So we're not afraid of the experimental, cause history is made by those who stand still. And we're in the age of shifting repertoire. We're avant-garde. Are you aware that every song you've ever heard is just an organizing noise? Artists have tricked you into thinking that a sculpture's something more than just a rock. It's so elusive. Why do you think art is forbidden and hidden in every oppressive regime? They know it's dangerous to let the people talk in any uncontrolled means. We have the power to expand the world where nature simply cannot go, and let the inner chaos come to life. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. So we're not afraid of the experimental, cause history is made by those who stand still. And we're in the age of shifting repertoire. We're avant-garde.
Damn, those vocal effects are wild at the end. Also, this vocalist, and with like the tuning or whatever,
So we're not afraid of the experiment
we're not afraid of spare. Like
made by those who stand still.
is super cool. Like when he flips up and down, really cool. I like that. Yeah, this ending is wild. To a certain degree, I was like, yo, who helped you produce this? Is this Nels? Because Nels be doing stuff like this too. This is awesome. Yeah, production wise, amazing. And the ending really brought it together. I thought the lyrics the entire time were really weird, but I'm also really into weird stuff. So, so I'd like take that how you wish. Like I thought it was awesome. That's dope. And um and very true. Not just weird, but very true as well. So that's cool. Uh from a mixing thing, from a mixing standpoint, we'll just go right into it. It's really cool. Production is really awesome. So here's the thing. I'm gonna point out what I hear, and then you kind of tell me what you're hearing as well, and what you intended, and then we'll kind of go from there. So number one,
With bizarre, we're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde.
vocals are loud. So that means it's vocals are so loud that it's mixed. This sounds really weird. I've never used this comparison ever, but just the mixing style, the way everything is placed, feels like it's like mixed like an acapella track, but it's not an acapella track. I don't know how else to like describe that. The main vocal is really loud. The drums are actually relatively quiet. So I just want to hear what this sounds like. But if I change it, it'll change the vibe. And here's the thing. I'm not here to change the vibe. I'm just here to kind of improve what I'm hearing. So like,
Scenes are ways to represent times flirt.
if I turn down the vocals and I take this master rebalance and I turn up the drums a touch, I wonder what this will sound like.
Scenes are ways to represent times flirting with bizarre. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde.
So a couple things here. I want to know what your not purpose or like what was your intention? Did you want this to be like a driving like pop song? Is this meant to be kind of Like, what was kind of the vibe of the production that you want to be, or a vibe of the mix, like the ending overall tonal vibe of the song? Was it meant to be like a jazzy type track? Was it meant to be like, when I mean jazzy, I mean like an instrumental, like musician song? Was it meant to be like a pop record on the radio? Was it meant to be like an 80s synth track? Which I don't think it was. What was kind of the intentions with all the instrumental placement? And I'm gonna keep talking until the lag catches up and you can produce an answer. I wanted a neo soul jazzy vibe. Okay, so that's perfect. I think this is a really good, also a good thing to ask for anybody that's listening right now, because knowing what the intention of the mix is, knowing the intention of the song and how you want it to feel, is going to be a big part of mixing. For example, if you wanted to go for like a pop record, then I would say definitely make the drums hit a little bit harder. And I don't think it's louder, but get them to hit a little bit harder. And I would say like make the synths a little bit dirtier. You could keep them low. And then just overall just turn the vocals down, touch, and then turn everything up, like overall. So like, and that would kind of have it like drive forward. But in this, there's lots of space. There's enough dynamics within the track. Overall, there could be like a little bit more dynamics, but there's enough dynamics in the track. Right now, and it's super dry. I kind of like that actually. Like the entire track is just really dry, and the vocals is driving the song, not the drums.
They know it's dangerous to let the people talking any
There's like some really cool like synths. I'm gonna turn the processing off. There's really cool like synths.
We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. We're avant-garde, avant-garde. Histories made by those who stand still, and we're in the age of shifting.
I think like automating the vocals as well, because like here it feels like a little bit louder compared to the instrumental, like except for this spot where it's like it feels a little bit more in the pocket. I think that overall you could turn down the vocals just a touch and then automate them so it kind of like feels pretty consistent as far as like placement goes, compared relative to the track. I think that sounds super dope. I don't think the drums should be louder. I don't think that that's what it is. Let me hear. Let me put this here. I don't think it's the drum should be louder. Right now it definitely feels like very jazzy, neo soul-y. Turn down the vocals a touch. I think I'm gonna keep coming back to that. I like the dryness. I think that was a personal choice that I just enjoyed a lot more. Good job on this one. All right, now let's get to frequencies. Let's talk about frequencies here. Usually frequency is the first thing that I talk about. Let me hear what I'm hearing. Let me see here. Ah! So the vocals and the synths are clashing a little bit right here. Around 430 hertz. Lots of vocals in this area. That 1K area is a little bit oversaturated as well. Especially in this ending here. I'm just listening to the ending, but
we're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde.
It's gonna be rough.
So we're not afraid of the experimental, cause history's made by those who stand still, and we're in the age of
play here. I want to hear what this sounds like.
We're avant-garde. To let the people talking any uncontrolled me. We have the power to expand the world where nature simply cannot go, and let the inner chaos come to life. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. We're avant-garde, avant-garde, avant-garde. So we're not afraid of the experimental, cause history's made by those who stand still. And we're in the age of shifting repertoire.
Yeah, I think that those things are like things that can be changed just easily, super easily. Vocals here, and either the vocals, I would say actually the vocals leave this, cut this about from like the synths, because I think that that'll kind of like displace. And when you cut that from the synths, you won't have to make the backing vocals as loud, because it'll just sit in the track just a touch better. And the bass is like a personal preference thing. You don't need to do this. The bass is a personal preference thing. If there's more bass, usually bass and top end are both equivalent to like, especially top end, but more so top end. But low end and top end is understood by humans as as like energetic. So if there's more top end, it's gonna feel like there's more energy in the track. And same thing with the bottom end. So if I put in more bottom, it kind of makes it feel like it's driving a little bit more, a touch more. But that's a personal preference thing. I don't think that's needed. This is interesting. Usually I'm super picky with my like 1.5 to 5K area. I thought it could actually use a little bit more. And this is not so much for I guess like tweaking. I think it's more for like loudness. So like Fletcher Munson curves type thing. So if you want to get it like feeling a little bit louder, again, if you boost that overall, then the vocals will cut through a little bit more without actually having to turn them up. So you can turn them down, and then it'll kind of like bring out the vocals, and it'll feel a little bit better there. But that's a personal preference thing. But that's kind of what I'm hearing. Super minimalistic stuff. Hopefully that helped. Thank you so much for submitting, Andre. Appreciate you. Great song. Really cool song. Definitely creative on that one. All right, next one. We're just going to fly through these. Last time I kept doing this for a really long time, so I'm just going to try to fly through these today. All right, up next, it looks like we have Daniel Roberts. Daniel, are you here? What up? Yeah, so if you're on Instagram, tap in the link in my bio and join us on Twitch. That's how you get something to review. Join us on Twitch and type in exclamation. Okay, up next we got Daniel Roberts. Let's see. Daniel, are you here? And Ari Seppi. Are y'all here? Oh, instead. Okay, cool. Take a listen to those. I don't know why the bot is so rude. Can we talk about how rude the bot is? It says, "You're starting to bug me. Stop posting links." That is so annoying. Yo, this is just so wild. Like, you're starting to bug me. Why does it do that? So you send it through Discord. So type in exclamation point Discord. You could join it through Discord. You go to exclamation point Discord. You can upload links and files to Discord. All right, so we're gonna listen to here's the WAV file and Drink You Away. Alrighty. I'm so bad at actually reading the comments while I'm going around doing this. What up? What up? Alrighty. Okay, sweet. So, let's do before as we upload these. I want to one more time kind of rejoin for anybody that's kind of joining in right now. I want to re-talk about the rules. I'm gonna type it in real quick. You can always check up the rules if anybody's new to the chat. Anybody who's been here is watching. You can always type in exclamation point rules to check out the rules. I'm gonna redo these again. So number one, it has to be unreleased music, stereo files only, no stems. The person has to be the person submitting the music has to be online, or the song will be skipped. And you have to be subscribed if you want me to send the music to you, if I decide to do so. And I won't ask if you want me to send the music to you unless I think that that's the final release. If you want a revision after I send you a file, then I'll have to charge you for it. Yada yada yada. And the fifth rule is you have to submit everything on my Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, then just do a quick Google search of what the heck Discord is. And if you want to join the Discord at any given time, you can type in exclamation point Discord, and the moderating bot will send you a direct link to join the Discord, and in the specific channel where you can upload the link or the file directly into the chat. Yeah, super easy. And at any given time, if you want to check out the podcast, you could type in exclamation point podcast, where I have 2 years worth of content about mixing, specifically interviewing a bunch of cool people and with a lot of technical knowledge, as well as like some mental health and business tips. So there's a lot of good stuff, free information on the podcast. If you go to type in exclamation point YouTube, you can find the link to the YouTube as well, where I upload some episodes sometimes. I'm really bad at it, but I'll upload more stuff. Recently I've been trying to work on, I haven't done it today yet, but for the last couple days, I've been wanting to commit to uploading one TikTok every single day, just taking a couple minutes. So I don't have an exclamation point TikTok yet. So I've been working on that. In the meantime, you can find my TikTok by going to my Instagram, exclamation point Instagram, and it'll take you directly to my Instagram account if you'd like. Thank you for anybody that followed. It looks like we got 3 people that followed in the last hour. Thank you so much. And thank you for anybody that's subscribed to the channel. It's really dope. We're going to continue to build this and kind of scale this. I might just do some not just feedback for mixing specifically, but I do a lot more like writing. This week I was in some camps where we were doing some writing. Nothing super big, because it's not like official or anything yet. Like they have to pick the song. We're just pitching to who are we pitching for? We're pitching music for the Kid Laroi and Doja Cat. I really like Doja Cat. I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is really funny. I didn't know who Kid Laroi was until like a couple days ago. And when I heard it, I'm like, oh, this is just Justin Bieber 2.0. Yeah. So if you're a fan of it, I'm sorry. I didn't know who he was until recently. That being said, we're going to go to this next song. So who submitted this? Was it Daniel Roberts? You're here, right? We're gonna check out your song right now. Bad and Beautiful, mixed and unmastered. Howie. Depends on country of origin on that one. But I'm going to play this through. If you have any description or like problems you were having or any sort of anything that you want to talk about, let me know as we listen to this song. There it comes.
I'm putting all your wrongs to the side. The more and more I go on, it's suicide. I know, but I can't decide. Should I let you go? Should I? Could I leave alone? Would I? Did I always know that you lie? I should be on my own. Then by your side. But you're bad and beautiful. Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad and beautiful. I'm addicted. Nah, yeah. I'm putting all your wrongs to the side. The more and more I hold on, it's suicide. I need to let you go. Then again, I need you by my side. I need you all tonight. I'm only 20, baby. Who gives a shit what's right? You can break my heart. I'll have time to heal. But you're bad and beautiful. Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad but beautiful. I'm addicted.
Nice job. All right. Really good job. Really cool. This is a really good example or something that I don't know how to talk about this in the podcast without a proper example. So this is a really great thing. This is a secret that everybody in this chat's going to appreciate. And this comes partially, sometimes it comes from master bus compression, one of the side effects of master bus compression. Sometimes it comes from just arrangement and just the general arrangement of a song. That's usually a big part of it. But I want you to listen to vocal placement in the first verse to when it starts to drop. When I mean vocal placement is the volume of the vocal relative to the beat.
I'm putting all your wrongs to the side. The more and more I go on, it's suicide. I know, but I can't decide. Should I let you go?
Okay, it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was. Definitely wasn't as dramatic. I've had my own mixes be a lot more dramatic. But with this, you literally
all your wrongs to the side, the more.
So this actually wasn't dramatic at all. I'm sorry. I was hoping it would be a better example, but because this is a mix, the mix is good, right? So oftentimes I hear this. The first verse is really minimalist in instrumentation, and the vocals are really loud, just sitting on top of everything, really nice. And then when everything comes back in, all of a sudden the vocals are like in the mix and not on top of it. So usually I would say you need to decide. You need to automate the vocals and either turn them down during the first verse, and then when the music comes back up, like have them go back to the original level. Or vice versa, turn them up for the rest of the song. It was not dramatic at all. There's a little bit of that, but nothing that I would go back and change for. It was nice job on that. Really cool. I could kind of hear. Is there like, this is a personal thing. This is not that big of a deal. Thank you so much for whoever joined in. Stream labels overlay. I don't know where these sounds are coming from. Where's that sound coming from? Who's subscribing? Or who's following? I don't know how to do that. Audio output capture. I don't know how to turn it off. I'll figure it out later. It's so annoying. Excuse me. All right. So, other than that,
Should I? The more I go on, it's suicide. I know, but I can't decide.
honestly, this mix is quite good.
Should I? Could I leave alone? Would I? But you're bad and beautiful. Yeah, you're bad.
All right, this is a personal preference thing, but I think that this is also, I think this will improve it a little bit as well. I don't usually say this. I really don't usually say this. But that kick drum, I would love it for it to be turned down. That kick drum right now is kind of overwhelming. And yeah, if we turn that down a touch,
And beautiful.
get a little bit fluffy and less like hard, I think that would fit the vibe of the song a little bit more. Thanks for following, y'all.
You're bad and beautiful. Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad and beautiful.
Because right now, the kick drum and the vocals are sticking out a lot. And I'm not saying turn up the synth, but I think that, let me just try something. If I just do like a normal, I keep using this one. This is a really good, this is just a super simple plugin. And because it's like a parallel compressor thing, it raises the RMS more than lowering the peaks.
Bad and beautiful.
It does something different.
Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad and beautiful. I'm addicted. Nah, yeah. I'm putting all your wrongs to the side. The more and more I hold on, it's suicide. I need to let you go.
That brings them closer together a little bit.
I need you by my side. I need you all tonight. I'm only 20, baby. Who gives a shit what
Vocal tonality as well as like EQ and stuff.
was right?
That's a clean vocal.
You can break my.
This is me getting like really picky now. By the way, I like the delay on the vocal. I think it's dope. The delay on the vocal is really nice. Whatever you did there.
I'll have time to heal, but you're bad and beautiful. Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad.
Oh, I hate that. And
Bad and beautiful.
oh crap.
Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad and beautiful. I'm addicted.
Ah, hold on.
Bad and beautiful.
Those vocals are clean. So right here, it's usually just in some parts.
To the side. The more and more I hold.
These headphones, the reason why I put these on is I have a easier time hearing that like 1K area on these headphones than on my speakers.
To the side. The more and more I hold on. It's
You can really hear it when I emphasize it. Ooh.
to the side. The more and more I hold on. It's suicide. I need to let you go. Let you go. Then again, I need you by my side. I need you all tonight. I'm only 20, baby. Who gives a shit what's right? You can break.
Yeah, this is a really nice bright vocal. This is a really nice bright vocal. I do think that I don't know how else to describe it, but I hear it a lot. Like in a really, really, really like high-end vocal chain. Vocal recording was perfect. Vocalist was perfect with the mic, matched up well with the mic. The top end comes off like it's sanded down. I don't know how else to describe it. And this one feels like there's like a slightly rough edge to it, but it doesn't feel like it's a mix thing. It feels like it's either the microphone or the resonances of the vocalist with that microphone specifically, or something like that. But honestly, I think it sounds incredible. I think this is really good. I really like this. Thank you so much for submitting this. And not to mention, this song is kind of fire, actually. Now, just out of curiosity, I wonder what would happen. Oh, why did I put on another one?
I should be on my own. Then by your side, your side, your side. But you're bad and beautiful. Yeah, you're bad and beautiful. 'Cause you're bad.
Really subtle stuff, but like it's fitting right in there. I think that feels really good. Thank you so much for submitting this. We're gonna move on to the next one. I don't really have much to say. Congrats on this one. It's your first time mixing female vocals. It doesn't feel like it's the first time you've mixed vocals, my guy. I don't know what's going on. It definitely doesn't feel like it's the first time you're mixing vocals. What do you want me to do? Do you want to keep the kick drum the way it is? If you do, then I can just give this to you right now. Or do you want to like wait until you get that kick drum right? Because lowering that kick drum is not something that I'm able to do from a 2-track perspective. Honestly, it sounds dope. All right, how do I submit a track? So once again, you could type in. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that sounds great. So if you want to submit a track, then type in !rules to figure out the rules, and also !Discord and join that Discord. It looks like Ethan already, that guy Ethan already submitted, the Discord link, which is right there. We do everything through Discord, and I kind of take them one at a time. I might not be able to get to all of them. So the earlier that you submit, the better. I do have to cut it off. I know that sucks if we go too long. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for submitting this track. Let's see here. We're going to go to the next one here. So Ari, are you here? Thank you so much, ASAP Roberts, for submitting this one. This sounds great. All right. Okay, Ari is here. Okay, that's right. You posted about this. This is a cover I did with my university's rock ensembles. This one has been more difficult for me, especially because it's a duet. The arrangement is really full, so getting both leads to blend and sit is tricky. Any automation tricks would be cool too. Thank you so much. Dope. Let's take a listen to this. Was this recorded live on stage with all the ensemble together, or was this like recorded with all the individual instrumentalists like separately from in like a studio type scenario? I'm going to play from the top. Here it comes.
Sweet thing, could this be a dream or just the same nightmare that keeps me awake?
Feel it in my brain. Tall shot of pain. Pour a little out now for the love that we made.
Feel it in the morning. Ooh, you're still here in the morning. I see you, but you're gone. Telephone the doctor, I'm not okay.
Bottom of the bottle. Ooh, fill this empty heart up. 1,000 proof, don't change the truth. I doubt, but I can't drink you away. I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of their friends. I can't drink you away. All these rocks, I can't swim out of this skin. I'm living insane. Tell me, baby, don't they make a medicine for heartbreak? Tell me, baby, don't they make a medicine for heartbreak? I can't drink you, I can't drink you away, away.
Can't drink you, I can't drink you away, away.
I can't drink you. I can't drink you away, away.
Oh, I can't drink you, I can't. Let me hear you say,
I can't drink you away.
I know.
I tried Jack, I tried Jim, I tried all of their friends. I can't drink you away. All these rocks, I can't swim out of this skin. I'm living insane. Tell me, baby, don't they make a medicine for heartbreak? Yeah, tell me, baby, don't they make a medicine for heartbreak? Don't they make a medicine for heartbreak? Heartbreak. Tell me, baby, don't they make a medicine for heartbreak?
'Cause I can't drink you away. I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all their friends. I can't drink you away. All these rocks, I can't swim out of this skin, out of this skin.
Out of skin.
I'm living in.
Nice job. Nice. That's dope. That's like a big production with horns and everything. That was no small task to record and produce that all together. Congrats on that one. That's feeling really good. I think that we're going to take this up another level. I hear a few things. and from like a general spectrum frequency kind of vibe, from a general frequency perspective here. Hopefully this is going to work the way that I think it will, and it's going to kind of blow your mind here. Okay, right now, the top end is feeling really nice, but it's a lot. And the lack of low mids and lows is disorienting to a certain degree, to the point where it kind of feels like my head is in a very tight, like airline plane. Like it feels like I'm in a flight. Like I'm on a flight right now in the sky, and the cabin pressure is kind of like sucking my head a little bit. If I do this, if I do this, it should feel a little bit better. Here it comes.
I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of their friends. I can't drink
We do this. Lots of cloudiness here around like 3K.
I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of their friends. I can't drink you away. All these rocks, I can't swim out of this skin. I'm living insane.
And if I do like a little bit of like
I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of their friends. I can't.
So this is something that you're gonna have to take a listen at home or wherever you're like mixing at, and you're just gonna have to compare. So if you listen to this, then you go on Spotify and compare and reference, and that word is very important, and to define what reference means. I'm not saying to match. I'm saying to reference a well-mixed song. You're going to find that your mix is very bright and a little bit harsh. In general, it's very clean because there's like no mids, no low mids. But we need a little bit of that body, that low mids, to kind of give it some soul, so give it a good foundation. And it feels like that either you're listening on some headphones or some speakers where the low mids are really heavy, or you kind of didn't trust your low mids or something like that enough, and you just cut it out, a lot of it, to the point where overall the general tonal balance of the song is very much top end heavy. This is an easy fix. This is so easy, and I think that this is something that you should do to the individual tracks and figuring out what places are what. For example, the vocals don't have to be all in the top end. Horns in general are naturally going to have to be in that like upper mid-range kind of thing, but the vocals don't have to be.
I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim, I've tried all of their friends. I can't drink you away. All these rocks, I can't swim out of this skin. I'm living insane. Tell me, baby, don't they make the medicine for heartbreak? Tell me, baby, don't they make the medicine for heartbreak? I've tried Jack, I've tried Jim.
So if I do this to the entire track, there's going to be some tracks, some instruments. For example, the kick drum now is getting a little bit floppy, right? But ignore the individual instruments because you could control this on your own. But the overall, right now, the overall tone of the track is a lot more in the pocket of where you want to be before. So now I want to go back and flip this back and forth so you can really hear like where the frequency should be placed, like the general idea. Before, this is where it is right now. Really clean, really bright. But it's squeezing my head. I'm going to turn this on. that's a record. Now that's a record. And I think that what I'm doing on the master bus, the mix bus, is a little bit too much. You don't want to be doing that much on a mix bus. But I think that if you kind of reference that as your tone, and all of these like live streams are being saved on my YouTube. You can type in !YouTube to subscribe to my channel, to view my channel, and you can always go back to these previous streams. Come and repeat the section if you want to. Look at the specific frequencies if you want to. But again, it's all about the individual tracks. Don't do this to your master bus. You should do this to individual tracks. So here, I cut this out because the whoo of the drums was cutting out a little bit too much. It was resonating a little bit too much. I'd love to hear a little bit more like girth from the horns too. Yeah, that feels much better. This is not an EQ, by the way. This is saturation. So I'm actually saturating the low end. It feels a little bit different than EQing, just boosting the EQ. Feels a little bit more natural. I like the sound of this. This is one of the best plugins ever. Spectre by Waves Lab. Super cool saturation plugin. But that being said, that's kind of the vibes. What do you think? What are you hearing? Is this kind of like, I'm really just kind of like shift your perspective into like, this is a little bit more standard as far as like relative to everything else. So I think that really like brings it out a little bit more. Here's a couple cool things. The horns on this are loud. Not too loud. Definitely louder than an Earth, Wind, Fire record. But I think that these horns are actually really well placed because now it feels like it's like a stage band. Like it feels like it's supposed to be on stage. It feels like it feels like this is meant to be like a funk jazz band that's doing like a pop cover instead of like a pop band. Like if you want this to be like a pop band sound, like, which I don't think it should sound like that. I don't think so. I think the horn lines are great. Like the jazz band. If the jazz band decided to do this is what it should be mixed like. But if this is meant to be like a personal project and a cover that's meant to be like radio pop kind of a thing, then you should definitely turn down the horns. But I don't think you should because I generally like the horn placement here. I don't think things are too bright. Well, let me put this into perspective here. Like, too bright is okay if you balance it out with low end, with low mids. I think that's the best way to describe that. Like, if it's balanced, you can make it bright. If it's not balanced and if it's only bright, not complemented by well-balanced low mids and low end, then I think that it can be harsh. So that's one of those things where you really do want to balance it out. So I think that too bright, maybe, and I did cut a little bit of the top end, definitely. This part right here, like 3.5K was a little much. 7K was definitely a lot much if I were to dip this much. But I did a lot of boosting up here, and then I did more boosting from like 1K and below, like 800 and below, 600 and below, or what is it? 800, 600 and below. So like that's kind of, I'm rebalancing it out. So this is the same riddle that I say all the time on different streams and on the podcast and in terms of whatnot. There's two ways to make things brighter. Okay. One, let's think about it like this. I'm gonna ask you a little riddle. If I take a shelf, I'm gonna show you visually here. I take a shelf, make it really sharp, just to kind of. Oh, I didn't know. What the heck? That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Um, let's take a shelf, a really sharp shelf, just to prove a point here. A really sharp shelf at 1K, right? Is boosting 1K. Now, let's say I do that, and I'm boosting it 3 dBs. Say I'm boosting it 3 dBs. If I boost it 3 dBs, but then I lower the overall volume down 3 dBs, what have I actually done? What I did was actually just a low shelf from 1K and below. I turned down this, right? Okay, vice versa. If I do a low shelf, I can do it right. Make it really sharp just to show visually here. This works better on the Logic stock plugin because you can actually turn up and down the volume. Okay, from 1K and below, right? 1K, 3 dBs. Then I turn up the volume, 3 dBs. That is the balance overall. Turn up the volume, 3 dBs. Okay? What have I done? Now I've just added a high shelf from 1K. So there's two ways to make things brighter. One is by adding top end. The second is cutting low end. And right now, I think that not so much you made everything too bright, but you cut out way too much lows. That's what it feels like. And it needs a solid foundation, some girth. So on that note, like really, truly, like just in that. That feels like a record. It's a little bit dark still because there's only so much that I could do with from like a 2-track. But I think that you can balance it out a little bit more like this with the individual track. So I think that's really awesome. So hopefully that helps. Really cool song, really cool mix. I actually really like the vibes. I could comment saying the guitar is really quiet. But me personally, I'm not a rock dude myself, so guitars can just be turned down all the time. A little bit louder there, like it's nice automated there. Yeah, no, I think the guitar's in a good place. Yeah, make this a vocal and horn song. That sounds great. That's awesome. We're gonna move on to the next song. Thank you so much for submitting. Really great job. Really great job. The fact I say this every time. The fact that I can make it sound good with just a 2-track means that the balance between everything was actually pretty good. It's the relativity of the entire thing. From a micro perspective, the balance between all the instrumentation, how they played with each other was really good. It's the macro, take a step back and take a look at it, the overall kind of frequency things. And yeah, that was a good mix. So congrats on that one. All right, next one. We can do a few more for sure. All right, we have Rubonov a show. My goodness, I totally butchered that. My goodness. All right, I'm downloading the track right now. All I do, if you're in the chat, say hi. Beats by the pound, nobody cares. And Diego. We're gonna do those three. What's up, Diego? Okay, dope. All right, we're gonna take a listen to this. All I do. Once again, Urban. What's up, Urban? Wait, Urban from the studio? Have you been coming through the studio? Is that you? Ruben of a show. Urban. Dope. Yeah, okay, cool. We're going to play this song from the top. If you have any comments, again, hold on. Before we actually start, real quick, I'm going to pull this up again. If you ever need the rules or if you ever need the Discord link on Twitch, you can type in !rules. Check out the rules. This is super important. I just want to make sure anybody submitting is always following the rules because this is important. Number 1, music submitted has to be unreleased. And stereo files only. No stems. Music must be submitted on Discord. A person submitting music must be online during the stream. Mastering is usually this price, but if you're subscribed and I approve your mix, then I might just master it on the spot, hopefully. All right, what up, Urban? Okay, this is the one with Game and his engineer. So here's All I Do. Let's check it out.
Down for you, yeah. I'll be around for you. Down for you, yeah. I'll be around for you.
Body is a temple. Let me complete my mission. Hey, know you got a lot on your plate. I just wanna say, I know
She smoking hookah, I'm smoking niggas, yeah. 50 round drum, finger on the trigger, Pop a nigga if he ever out of line. Made back on 24s, Audemars, say you running out of time.
I know what you need, you just need a more commitment. I know how he is, everything that he isn't. I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kinda why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it on my own? Don't know why you didn't leave me alone. When I'm with you, I feel like it's a home. Probably why I know where you're coming from. Feeling like the only way that I talk is when I'm preaching to you over a song. How you think that I've been doing this, baby? We're one and I ain't gon' fade in no one for you.
Smoking niggas, yeah. 50 round drum, finger on the trigger, Pop a nigga if he ever out of line. Made back on 24s, Audemars, say you running out of time.
I know that we've grown. I know how it hurts too. Whisperings pass. Yes, it goes too. I've been haunted by my past and it won't let go. I mean, broken glasses like all I've known. When the chips are down, that's when I won't fold. 2 kids later, promise on my finger. Piecing me together, becoming someone different. I can see it now when the doubt pushing on. Even though I got a life like this, these will be the words, spark a flame. So I know that we got a life like this, I know.
Nice. Nice. That feels good. That feels good. More importantly, that song's dope. That song is really dope. So I really like the feature actually, and you used it well because I think that you said like you got like an 8-bar feature, but then you like put it in a couple times. So that was good use of the feature. I think that was really great. Song is dope. There's a couple moments where I was like, okay, Drake. There's there's a few moments like that there. Here's the thing. I think one of the things that I'm gonna bring up is the reason why the music has to be unreleased, and we're gonna take it a step further with this. If you're not able to ask the engineer for revisions, if you hired an engineer, which I know in this case Urban did hire an engineer, then I don't really want to give back feedback. Does that make sense? So as long as you can actually go ahead and change it, you're able to pretty easily and succinctly, then feedback is good. But if you're unable to change it, I'm not in the business of just letting you know that the project that you can't return, that you can't change, is not as good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that it's bad, but I am saying that there's some small things that I would love to kind of give some feedback on, give some commentary on, that I think that would be appreciated. But I only want to do it if you're comfortable and if you're able to send some notes back to the engineer. So this is so please confirm with me on that. I'm gonna let the lag catch up so you can hear that, so you can type in your answer. As long as you're cool with that, then I'm cool to like kind of go in with it. Because I'm also liking the song, I'm invested in the song, and I want to make sure that it hits real hard for you. And you can when you release it, like release it with confidence. So I know some engineers, they do unlimited revisions as part of it. Usually also if they don't discuss that. Here's what a jerk engineer will do. They won't say anything. And then after the second feedback, they say, yeah, I charge $50 for more revisions. No, bro, you don't charge $50 for more revisions, especially if you bring it up last minute. If you told me beforehand when you handed me the first mix, or when I hand you, because I'm usually the mixer, if I hand you a song and I say it's $50 per revision after the first revision, then it's fine. And I would also say it's fine if you say it's $50 per revision after we've done a bunch, and I let you know, hey, the next one is going to be $50 per revision. I let you know before. It's not cool if a service provider then adds a fee unexpectedly in the last minute because they don't want to do it. You gotta it's cool to add a fee. You just gotta let the artist know or the client know beforehand. So if he's cool with it, that's like a little like business thought there. But if he's cool with it, then I have some really cool stuff here. If you would like, feel free to send him a link to my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel, after the stream is done, it'll save the past live streams on YouTube. And it'll save past live streams on YouTube. And you can just like link him to this. If you just want to show him, that's cool too. I don't care if the dude ends up watching or if you just want to like relay this information. Check this out. Same sort of thing as the last song here. It's really bright. It's really forward.
He is everything that he isn't. I've seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kind of why I feel I'm stuck in the middle.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this from a 2-track perspective, actually. I just tried that, and all right, hold on. We're going to try this.
I know how he is, everything that he isn't. I've seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kind of why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it on my own? Don't know why you didn't. I know how he is, everything that he isn't.
Doesn't sound right.
I've seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kind of why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it? I know how he is, everything that he isn't. I've seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kind of why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it on my own? Don't know why you didn't leave me alone. When I'm with you, I feel like it's a home. Probably why I know where you're coming from. Feeling like the only way that I talk is when I'm preaching to you over a song. How you think that I've been doing this, baby? We're one and I ain't gon' fade and I'm one for you.
So the more that I do, everything is kind of intercorrelated with each other a little bit more than normal. So I'm not able to do too much from the 2-track perspective. But idea-wise, it's the same. So if you put a reference on this, you're going to find out that it's the same sort of thing is happening. The sensation that I'm feeling is the same. It's really bright without a complementary low mids, low end, with heavy scoop in the low mids. That it's making me feel like my head and my ears are in a high pressure cabin of an airplane. And as soon as I bring it back in, that pressure relieves.
I know how he is, everything that he is.
Right now, there's a lot of the wah because I did that.
I know how he is, everything that he is. I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kinda why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it on my own? Don't know why you didn't leave me alone. I know how he is, everything that he is. I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kinda why I feel I'm stuck in. I know how he is, everything that he is. I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it.
I'm gonna try to match the volume.
Kinda why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it?
I don't think he needs more low end. You need like more like low end.
I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kinda why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it?
You need more low mids in the vocals, just a touch more low mids.
When I'm with you, I feel like it's a home. Probably why I know.
Like just, did you hear that? Yeah. So, oh. What's up? Okay, sweet. So check this out. Of course, I appreciate it, man. Thanks. That's my goal. Next release for around September. Okay, dope. I don't know how to describe this perfectly, but tell me if you hear this, Urban. I want you to hear this. So right now, when it's blue right here, that means it's off. It's bypassed. And when it's, if you didn't know already, I assume you already do. When it's gray, that means it's on. And right now, it's like volume match here.
I know how he is, everything that he is. I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm.
It's a little bit darker. It's a little bit too dark. But frequency-wise, it feels a lot more balanced.
I know how he is, everything that he is. I seen it a lot, same substance since I was little. Now I still see it now that I'm grown. Kinda why I feel I'm stuck in the middle. How the fuck could I make it on my own? Don't know why you didn't leave me alone. When I'm with you, I feel like it's a home. Probably why I know.
I think this is a little bit extreme. I think this is right now a little bit lack of balance in the low mids. It's really hard to do from this 2-track perspective. But the idea is there. Like the bright air stuff, it's really like harsh. More harsh than like a regular hip hop song. Like one of my least favorite mixes of all time is Money on the Grave, mixed by 40, who's Drake's man, go-to man, with Drake and Rick Ross. One of my least favorite mixes of all time. It is the harshest of harsh, and I don't know how it got through A&R and management for someone that's so high level. It is by far like one of the worst mixes ever. Granted, like that was meant to be more professional. It was meant to be more professional because, for example, Triple X had a really bad mix where the entire thing was distorted. It was a hit, but that was on purpose. Money on the Grave was meant to be a good mix. It was not a good mix. It was, my ears were bleeding the entire time. And I'm not even talking like Tory Lanez. Like Tory Lanez is really, really bright. Tory Lanez is really, really bright, but it still is like it feels like it was done on purpose. Like Money on the Grave just sounds like 40 was just ear fatigued like crazy and just needed to like get this out the door, and it just needed to be bright. Anything else that Rick Ross has made is not that bright. Anything else that Drake has made is just not that bright. It's a bad mix. And this is not that bad. This is not that bad at all. And this is not bad at all. I think that the concept is still the same. It sounds like that, where it's really, really bright and it's just not balanced out. And I don't think that it needs to be less bright. I think that low mids needs to be balanced out. And I think that culturally speaking, in like hip hop, more modern hip hop like this, it needs to be bright. It needs to be, I don't want to say harsh because that's like, it's a negative connotation. It needs to like really be like, it has to provoke. Like the frequencies have to like push through and cut through because there's so little going on as well. And the vocals just like slice like butter. But in this case, I think it's just a little bit too lack of balance in the low mids in general, especially in the vocals, mostly in the vocals, to be honest. I think that in the instrumentation,
I know how he is, everything that he is.
honestly, the instrumentation I don't think is that bad. I think this is why I'm having a hard time because the instrumentation is actually pretty decently balanced in the low mids. It's specifically the vocals.
I know how he is, everything that he is.
When I do this, now the like it's getting a little bit muddy. Like the vocals with the instrumental gets like muddy together when I do my processing on it because I don't have the individual tracks. So if you could take it back to the engineer and say, I don't know how to describe it. It's a little bit bright right now. I like the brightness, but I think that the low mids of the vocal just need to be like, how do you tell an engineer? Okay, the vocals need to sound a little bit more intimate, so bring in some low mids of the vocals back in. Right now, it's cut just a little bit too much. It's causing it to be a little harsh and edgy. Other than that, honestly, this mix is well done. I think that the vocal placement is really nice. I think the vocals are like a slightly touch under what I would personally do, like placement-wise, but I also really like that. I think you're still within the ballpark, still within like the bullseye. You're within the bullseye. You're just in a different portion of the bullseye that I would personally go to. But I think that you're definitely right there. I think the overall, like, it's super hyper compressed. I can feel the compression in the limiter really hard. Or maybe not the limiter, the compression, the overall. I think there's like some mix bus compression or something like that. And I can feel it going on pretty hard. It's pretty heavy. I don't hate it though. I actually truly don't hate it. I think that's a personal choice. Yeah, and let's be honest, this is a fire song, and I really, really like this song. And this mix is actually pretty good too. I want to clarify. When I give more comments, it doesn't mean that I think that it's more lacking than a song that I give less comments to. It means that I'm just much more invested in it, and I think it's so damn close that I want to be clear with what I'm saying. So, like, this is a really good mix. This is really good production, really good songwriting. I really like the vibe. I think this is just that 2% that'll make it really good. That I really like it. If you can take that back to the engineer and let him know, fire, super fire. Because I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time doing this from a 2-track perspective. So congrats on this, Urban. Can we get some claps in the chat? Some yays and claps in the chat for Urban. Congrats on this one. Where can people find your music? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Spotify? You should drop your @ and your links in the chat so people can find you. All right, up next, we're gonna go right into the next one. We got Beats by the Pound. Are you here? Nobody cares. Beats by the Pound. If you're here, we'll take a look at this. And then also Diego. What's up? I see you here. What's up, Diego? Beats by the Pound. If I do not hear a response, then we'll skip your song. And we'll go straight to Diego's song. And then we're going to do who's NA270686. Uploaded a song called Broly Song. Oh. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, shoot. Diego, you're going to have to type in the links without typing in the links. Damn it. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait. Urban, you're going to have to, hold on. Wait a second. I have a bot that automatically, there's a lot of spammers that were like typing in links to like this fake hacking company. So like, just space out so it doesn't like make a link, space it everything out, or just type in your at. Yeah. And this bot is so rude. I mean, look at this bot too. It says, "What were you thinking?" The bot is just so rude. Oh, 600 seconds. No. You got beautiful. Okay, post it, Urban. Post it in the Discord. I'll post it in myself. Type it in. 600 seconds. Damn, Urban. Type it in the Discord. Type it in the Discord, and I'll post it in myself. All your links, your ats, everything. People will see it here publicly. That's so funny. This bot is so rude. Also, Ethan, redeemed to highlight my message 100 points. Yo, I just clicked this back. I just clicked back on. Sounds dope. That's awesome. Yeah, this song was dope. What the heck is redeeming your points or what? What is this? How do I do this? How do I do that? Oh, wait a second. Channel points? You have channel points? What the hell's a channel point? Unlock a random... What the hell's a channel point? How to earn channel points? Watch for 5 minutes. 10 plus? Plus 10? Claim special bonuses. What? Follow this channel is plus 300. That's cool. Okay. If I post it, here, I'm going to post it now on the chat. Yeah, it lets me do it. I just posted Urban's stuff. Urban, you have a link tree. There you go. I have the file in my session. Yeah, it came up as, let me guess, Diego, let me guess. You use not Studio One, not, what is it called? Do you use same software that film composers usually use? Steinberg. What is this? Steinberg. Frick, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. But the Steinberg DAW. Because the way that it imported into my session where it splits up the left channel and the right channel separately is very much a Cubase thing. There you go, Cubase. This is very much a Cubase thing. Every session that I get like that ends up looking like this came from Cubase. I don't know how to prevent that or whatnot, but I'm gonna play this from the top. Diego is an awesome mixer, so this is gonna be dope. This is gonna be a fun one. Thank you so much for submitting. We're gonna play from the top. I do not know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna mess it up. ¿Sabes tú por dónde va? Va. Va? Va? I don't remember. I don't know. I do not speak Spanish. I just know how to say really inappropriate things that I've been learning from like my interns and with Lou. Lou speaks fluent Spanish and a lot of our interns speak fluent Spanish. I only know how to say really inappropriate things like fart. All right, here we go. We're going to play from the top. This is the correct song. Here it is.
Una pregunta y el cielo se abrió. Viajando en el aire, te siento en presencia, vuelo. Cóndor del corazón. Te vi volar en círculo, mirabas más y más allá de quién soy yo, quién nos creó, quién inventó esto de mí. decir la verdad y que está bien, a qué vinimos, que es la fe, yo hago el camino, es destino, ofrendo todo lo.
Hold on, pause. We have to go back to that chord. Hold on. Dino.
El camino es destino, ofrendo todo lo que soy, me suelto del sueño, volviendo espejo sin humo, una vibración donde puedo ser y a la vez desvanecerme. Si es un teatro y yo el actor, el amanuense que escribió en papel en blanco y tinta indeleble. La mente donde se perdió, si el tiempo es una percepción, porque corremos al abismo. Si es un teatro y yo el actor, el amanuense que escribió en papel en blanco y tinta indeleble. La mente donde se perdió, si el tiempo es una percepción, porque corremos al abismo.
Yo. That was really good. And to be fair, I know that the genre is totally different, and I have no clue what you're saying. This is probably one of my favorite mixes I've heard so far, like in general. There's literally one thing. You've been using that mix cube, right? There's literally only one thing.
El camino es destino, ofrendo todo lo que soy, me suelto del sueño.
And this is negligible. A little bit of that 500 hertz, just a little bit much for me. And the last thing, and I can't do this. I can't do this on my own. I think it's de-essed a little bit too much. Like too much de-esser.
Para morir, que es la verdad y que está bien.
Like it's really biting down on those S's. I think it's a little bit too much of like the S, the de-esser. But honestly, this is easily, like I don't even think you need to do this. Like ignore this. That 500 sounds good. Ignore this. That 500 sounds good. This is dope.
Para morir, que es la verdad y que está bien, a qué vinimos, que es la fe, yo hago el camino, es destino, ofrendo todo lo que soy, me suelto del sueño.
Yeah. Well done. Very well done. That's awesome. Oh, you said, hi, I received the guitars from a guitar player who recorded on his own studio. Well, whoever recorded that, you should keep hiring him because that is a really good guitar tone. Acoustic guitar is really hard to capture and mix correctly. Nice guitar tone there. Then I recorded the vocals and mixed the song. That's your vocals. That's dope. Simple production. I did have it mastered, but obviously sending you the mix and the song is not released yet. Sorry for the extra seconds in the beginning. which I asked the mastering engineer to edit. No, that's totally fine. Damn. That was really good. And I'm going to have to be honest with you right now. Anybody that's listening, it truly is harder to mix simple songs sometimes. Most of the time, in my opinion, most of the time it's harder to mix simple songs like this than it is to mix a song with 100 tracks. Like you got like everything just has to fit perfectly. And I think you hit it right on the head. I think it sounds really dope. Vocal placement relative to the guitar tone, vocal tone is nice and warm and also cuts through. Other than the de-essing, that's the only thing that I'm just going to be a little picky about. I asked a friend for that, really good ears like you, and he said the de-esser, he said to de-ess more, so I did so manually, but noted, yeah, no, for real. I think it's a little bit too much, but I don't think that it's like going to kill the track or anything. This is awesome. I think it sounds great. Good job. Yeah, the de-essing and maybe that 500, maybe just a touch of it, but I don't really think. I don't really think so. I think you're good because it fits really nicely with that vocal there. All right, I don't know what else to say, so we're gonna move on. Diego, nice job. Thank you. Oh, what's up, Parker? We have someone on Instagram that said, also nice job, for real. That was real. Hold on, I gotta hear this guitar tone. Like the low end is so well done on that. Oh, it's so well done. I don't think I've ever gotten an acoustic guitar to sound that good before. No, I definitely have never, ever gotten an acoustic guitar to sound that good before. So congrats on that. That's dope. Okay. I think we're coming to a close. We might just do like one or two more. All right. The bot is a savage. Damn. Channel points. Let's see. NA270686. Are you here in the chat? If not, we're going to close it out. NA270686. Broly song. If you're here in the chat, then we will check it out. If not, we're going to wish everyone a good night. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow. If for more updates, I do this every Monday night. And we have a lot of fun on this channel. We have really good artists and creators pull up every week. We have a lot of new people that pull up every week. And please make sure to like, follow, whatever the heck it is. Subscribe if you choose to wish and support. If you choose to support, if you want to support me in our channel. And also, if you want to find more helpful tips on YouTube, you can type in !YouTube to get a link to YouTube channel where I have a bunch of other tutorials and videos, including the podcast. If you want to have direct links to the podcast, go to type in !podcast, where I have 2 years worth of content, specifically technical skills, as well as like business and all that jazz, specifically for mixing. Lots of cool resources there, free resources there. So please take advantage of that. And if you would like 10% off iZotope, iZotope. Let's see, I got a bunch of other stuff. If you want to check out my portfolio, see if you want to hire me in the future, !portfolio. The reason why that's important is because it doesn't matter what credits someone has. If you don't like their mix, you don't like their mix. All that jazz. Alexander, thank you so much for checking out the chat. Everybody, happy mixing, my friends. Stay saucy. Stick around for the smooth jazz. Thank you so much. Let me turn on the jazz. Let me figure this out. You've been listening to Mix Feedback Monday with your host, DK. And your co-host, Sleepy Boy. Everybody say hi. Sleepy Boy. Sleepy Boy is always very comfortable in the pink and purple room, mix room. Have a good night. Stay hydrated. Sleep well. Stay saucy. Thank you for coming through and joining us. Bye!